And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox on this Friday night. We're continuing to follow all the latest out of Afghanistan and the news of the night. U.S. conducting a drone strike that killed one of these ISIS-K planners. That's what U.S. officials are telling Fox News. To break that all down, we're being joined by Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson. He is at the Pentagon right at this hour. Lucas, this is happening very, very fast. What have you learned?
Well, good evening, Andrew. Less than 2 days after that deadly suicide attack killed 13 U.S. service members and injured 20, the U.S. military struck back. Just a few hours ago, a U.S. Reaper drone flying from the Middle East flew to Afghanistan to conduct a drone strike, killing an ISIS planner in eastern Afghanistan near the border with Pakistan in Nangarhar province, a known ISIS-K, that's ISIS's branch in Afghanistan, a known ISIS-K planner. That's a known ISIS hotbed there in Nangarhar. I'm told a vehicle was destroyed, and along with the planner, an associate was in the vehicle. The U.S. military in a statement saying, quote, "Initial indications are that we killed the target. We know of no civilian casualties." So, Andrew, that means that associate was definitely not a civilian. Andrew?
You know, and Lucas, ever since this tragedy happened yesterday outside the Kabul airport, a lot of Americans, I don't think, had ever really heard of ISIS-K, this offshoot of the Islamic State, holed up in Afghanistan for some time. And so, this group might be new to Americans if they're just following this story. Has the intelligence community had their eyes on members of this group for some time?
The group was actually quite diminished. To recall, about 3 months after taking office, then President Trump dropped what was called the mother of all bombs in eastern Afghanistan on this group, ISIS-K. Destroyed a whole cave complex. For years, during the Trump administration, Joint Special Operations Command, the Ranger Regiment carried out daring raids, killing and decimating ISIS leadership. The group was way back on their heels. In fact, most of their leaders were picked off one by one and killed. Today, the group is largely underground in rural, in urban areas, and not here in the countryside, in the mountains of the Hindu Kush. But what I'm told, Andrew, what's very important from the intelligence community is that this ISIS planner was plotting attacks, more attacks, on U.S. forces in Kabul at the airport. Remember, there's still 5,000 U.S. troops on the ground at the airport. They leave by Tuesday, August 31st. Just a few minutes before we went on air tonight, the U.S. Embassy in Kabul released another warning telling Americans, any American citizens by those gates, including the Abbey Gate, where that deadly suicide attack killed 13 of our troops and wounded 20 and killed over 160 Afghans as well. The U.S. Embassy warning Americans to get out of there. So the intelligence community had been looking at ISIS-K for a long time. That's who they blamed for this attack, this deadly attack. And of course, the Taliban is keeping the security outside the airport, which raises many eyebrows for Americans, Andrew.
Yeah, Lucas, the situation is just increasingly volatile there outside the airport, especially for our service members on the ground. But do you anticipate more strikes going into the weekend? I mean, this was, somewhat of just a one-off, really, killing, one member of ISIS-K. Our intelligence agencies and the president and the administration, which we haven't heard from yet, are they anticipating more?
Well, I'm told that President Biden approved the strike tonight. When I asked that same question, Andrew, it's a great one. Are we anticipating more strikes? I'm told when the targets present themselves, but here's the problem. A lot of the Afghan allies that we've had on the ground are now in hiding. The Afghan army, the military, their intelligence organization is now underground. Some of them have escaped to the Panjshir Valley. When it comes to, American air assets, we just don't have many right now. There's Apache gunships at the Kabul airport, but when it comes to the drone, that drone had to be launched from an air base in the United Arab Emirates, Andrew, just to show you how long. It's like an 8-hour flight, very little time overhead. We just don't have the same kind of Wolfhound aircraft that are used to listen to mobile phones, and just the intelligence gathering apparatus is just not what it used to be since President Biden ordered not just all American troops out, but the contractors and also the CIA.
Yeah, and Lucas, and you've been doing so much reporting on this. That was one of the main criticisms. If we didn't have any footprint at all in Afghanistan, how would we conduct intelligence, counterterrorism measures, and the like? There were so many discussions before all of this took place about partners and allies and trying to shore up maybe bases we could station from and be there to conduct things like this. You mentioned back, in the UAE, that is farther away. And so one of the main problems that was presented, is it not?
It's true. I mean, obviously you can't, fly over Iran. You have to fly all the way around over the Arabian Sea up through Pakistan. There's an air corridor there into Afghanistan. Of course, it's a landlocked country. In fact, just speaking of bases, remember Nangarhar and Jalalabad, that's where the SEAL raid to kill Osama bin Laden was launched from, just 169 miles away from Islamabad. So, Bagram Air Base, the largest U.S. air base that the U.S. had in Afghanistan, has been closed. There's been a lot of criticism about that in the wake of this deadly suicide attack that maybe planning an evacuation in the middle of a city of 4.5 million people. That's Kabul. Maybe Bagram would have been a better destination. That's an hour and a half north of Kabul, and you could have perhaps managed the crowds a little better outside the airport and might not have had to rely so much on the Taliban and even the Haqqani network, Andrew.
And Lucas, just while we have you, last question. You've been following this from the beginning, and we're so close to the August 31st deadline. Just from your perspective, what will you be looking for in the next couple of days? We're expected, I think, there's going to be another press conference at the Pentagon tomorrow, I believe. And so, what will you be asking? What are you still kind of monitoring as we are still in this crisis?
Well, in case, the Pentagon press secretary is watching this program, so I don't know if I'm going to tip my hand. I'm just kidding, Andrew. But there is a press conference right here tomorrow at 11 a.m. I think, in the wake of this deadly attack, how could the security have been different? Recall President Biden on Sunday was talking about an expansion of the perimeter, an expansion of what he called a safe zone. It didn't seem to happen that way, did it? Here we are just days later, this deadly attack, and the fact that, American troops are out there almost side by side with the Taliban at some of these checkpoints. And while General McKenzie, the head of U.S. forces in Afghanistan and the Middle East, blamed ISIS for the deadly suicide attack, that ISIS fighter had to go through a Taliban checkpoint. So I think it's okay to be suspicious. In fact, people should be suspicious. Was the Taliban complicit in that attack? There's a lot of questions that still remain, but clearly the Taliban have fought, for years have actually fought ISIS, and there were times that the U.S. carried out attacks almost at the behest of the Taliban while the negotiations were taking place in the previous administration. It's a messy, complex world, of course. Afghanistan's no exception, Andrew, but I think one of the biggest criticisms is why close Bagram Air Base, that big air base I described earlier north of Kabul? Would that have been a better place to evacuate? And also just the question, why should the U.S. military have left Afghanistan and then an evacuation started? You'd think if you're trying to get civilians, Afghans, diplomats out, you'd want the military there, whereas President Biden ordered the military out. They had to rush back in, and now you've seen these flights. But it was just a very chaotic scene outside the gates. In fact, the day of the bombing, there's about 5,000 people outside that Abbey Gate at the Kabul airport. Afghans just desperate to escape their country after the Taliban took over.
No, it's terrible, Lucas. And it's frankly peculiar and I think bizarre to a lot of Americans about the language that U.S. officials are using in talking about the Taliban, only 15 days out from the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. I believe many Americans are probably scratching their heads. The reality on the ground is, you have to somewhat cooperate with them, but they also are, warring and in really opposition to some of these other groups on the ground in Afghanistan as well. They're not about power sharing.
Well, just recall how we got here. 20 years ago, the U.S. military, U.S. Special Forces on horseback helped defeat the Taliban 20 years ago. Today, the Taliban rules the country. So while it's uncomfortable for a lot of Americans to hear about, the U.S., dealing with the Taliban, that's who's in control. Those are the facts. And when you're at an airport surrounded by 4.5 million people in a very dangerous part of the world, obviously Thursday we were unfortunately tragically reminded how dangerous when 13 American troops were killed and 20 wounded. The fact that the U.S. military does have to negotiate security with the Taliban, because that's who's surrounding the airport. There's only 5,000 U.S. troops on the ground, and the Taliban, you remember those early days when all those Afghans were flooding the airport. Some of them were trying to jump on those U.S. Air Force transport planes, some even falling from the sky. The Taliban did help push that crowd back. Now, relying on the Taliban for security, very uncomfortable for many people. And after, of course, this deadly attack on Thursday, it certainly raises questions. Was the Taliban complicit in this attack? It's easy to blame ISIS for the attack, but, it stands to reason were the Taliban in some way responsible.
And we'll leave it at that. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson joining us live for the Pentagon on this Friday night. And we will be watching if any more drone strikes are conducted throughout the weekend. Lucas, thanks for giving us your time.